Traveling is a means to success. Do subscribe Travel and Taste channel and like videos. For further videos, stay connected. Top traditional Somalian foods. Food and dishes to try when you are in Somalia. Looking at the most well-known and well-loved Somali foods, you can easily see the Arab, Persian, Indian, and Italian subtleties in Somali cuisine culture. This is primarily due to the country's protracted civil conflict in the past decades. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Somali recipes will undoubtedly be an exciting addition to your kitchen. So if you are ready to spice up your daily diet, the mouth-watering traditional dishes below won't disappoint. Let's dive right in. Icun, shortbread cookies. Here is another popular dessert for Eid that no one can resist. Icun, traditional shortbread cookies. The Somalis always make incredible sweet treats the night before their Eid rituals, and the aroma of freshly baked icun can surely lift everyone's spirits. In Somali, the term icun actually means eat me, which reminds people of the adorable cookies in Alice in Wonderland. Although these cookies won't make you grow giant, the crumbly and melt-in-the-mouth texture of these treats is truly magical. Kac Kac, donuts. Crispy, crunchy on the outside and soft, pillowy on the inside, these Somalian donuts are the perfect snack to satisfy your sweet craving, especially during Ramadan. Sometimes Kac Kac is referred to as Somali beignets. If you want to give this dish a try, you can find it at almost any traditional Somali eateries in Mogadishu and other Somali cities. These delicious treats are often paired with coffee or milk tea, sharkaddies. Gashaato, Kashata, coconut candy. If you're a fan of coconut, this is the dish for you. To make this delightful treat, the sugar is dissolved in water over the heat of an oven before adding shredded coconut. Cardamom is a common addition in Gashaato to balance out the richness of the sugar and coconut mixture. The melted sugar in the mixture forms a thick paste that can be molded into balls or pressed into a baking dish and cut into squares or rectangles after cooling. Basbousa, semolina cake. Despite its Egyptian origin, this syrup-soaked semolina cake is very well loved among the Somalis and has become a traditional sweet in Africa in general, thanks to its wonderful tastiness. When making basbousa, the semolina batter is cooked on a sheet pan, then sweetened with simple syrup, orange flower water, or rose water. Once baked, the locals will cut the cake into diamond or square bite-sized pieces and serve it to the guests. Basbousa is the go-to dessert for Christians when fasting during Eid and Ramadan, since this tasty cake can easily be turned vegan. Xalwo, Halva, candy. Made from sugar, cornstarch, cardamom, and ghee, this sweet is a must-have at Eid festivities or wedding receptions across Somali. There will usually be long lines in front of Xalwo markets till late the night before Eid. Besides the common ingredients above, some Xalwo recipes call for crisped peanuts or toasted sesame seeds. This treat goes perfectly with a cup of Somali spiced tea. Nafaqo, egg-stuffed potatoes. At first glance, this dish might be mistaken for the worldwide famous Scotch egg from England. But unlike a Scotch egg, the locals don't use sausage meat to wrap the egg, they use chopped or mashed potato instead. This egg-stuffed potato dish is prevalent throughout the Middle East and Arab countries. With a soft interior and crunchy exterior, Nafaqo is undoubtedly a delightful dish to brighten your evening. If you have time, you should give this dish a try, your kids will love it for sure. Sambuus, Samosa. Samosa, also known as Sambuus, is a savory pastry with a filling of potatoes, onions, peas, chicken, and other meats. Depending on the location, this dish can have various shapes, such as triangle, cone, or half moon. These tasty treats are now often cooked in various regions of the world due to emigration and cultural dispersion from these locations. Of course, this includes the Horn of Africa countries of Djibouti, Somalia, and Somaliland. Kabab. Although this flavorful grilled meat dish originated in Middle Eastern cooking recipes, many different kebab variations are famous in numerous countries around the world. This, of course, includes Africa. Kebab is not an unfamiliar dish in African cuisine, so it is no surprise that these meat skewers are one of the popular snacks in Somalia, especially in the western regions. The kebab in this country comes in a variety of flavors. Sometimes, it consists of seasoned meat cubes grilled with veggies like tomatoes and onions. In some cases, it is made of only minced meat and no veggie, similar to the kofta kebab in the Middle East. Muufo Flatbread. Speaking of pairing soup with flatbread, let's talk about muufo. Muufo is one of the most common types of Somali flatbread. Although it is nearly identical to Sabaayad, it is slightly thicker and traditionally baked in a clay oven. This dish is very popular in the south of Somalia. Unlike Sabaayad, this traditional unleavened flatbread is made with corn flour and lightly spiced with fenugreek, a common clover-like herb in the Mediterranean region. The Somalis like to eat this flatbread with honey, sugar, and butter for breakfast. And of course, it also makes its appearance during lunch and dinner as a side dish of stews and soups. This crispy yet soft bread can soak up the soup nicely, making the meal more fun and enjoyable. Maraq Digaag, chicken soup. Although Maraq Digaag is commonly referred to as a soup, its texture is similar to a stew. Flavored with coriander and ginger, this delicious chicken stew has a European or Middle Eastern flavor profile that the locals can't resist. Besides those classic spices, Maraq Digaag also includes carrots, potatoes, and tomatoes in addition to chopped or shredded chicken. Like any other soups or stews in Somalia, this dish is often enjoyed with some traditional flatbread on the side. Cambuulo, Adzuki beans. Cambuulo is a traditional evening dish made with cooked Adzuki beans, a bean variant with red skin, or didger and rice. Sometimes, people also combine it with other beans, lentils, or corns. This unique rice dish is typically served with sesame oil, sugar, and a tomato sauce called Maraq. Although this might look like a simple dish, it can take up to 5 hours to thoroughly cook the beans at a low temperature. Yes, it is rather time-consuming to make, but this dish is so tasty that I'm sure you'll ask for a second serving. Suugo and Baasto, pasta and sauce. Baasto, which means pastu in Somali, first appeared in Somali cuisine during the Italian colonialism of southern Somalia from the 1880s to 1960s. The term Baasto is not only used to describe the noodles, but it can also refer to this well-loved midday dish. Somali Baasto consists of pasta, typically spaghetti, spiced with cardamom, cumin, cloves and covered with a rich meaty sauce. Overall, it is pretty similar to the classic Bolognese pasta, the signature food in Italy. Sometimes this dish comes with grilled or barbecued chicken on the side. Bariis Iskukaris, rice with spices. Bariis Iskukaris is genuinely a mainstay of the local cuisine of the Somalis. Also known as Iskukaris or just Bariis, is a typical rice dish with a variety of meats, including chicken, mutton, fish, and camel meat. It's served with a banana in certain Somali eateries. This filling dish usually comes in a clay pot known as a baristari, making it taste different from dishes cooked in metal pots. It is particularly popular among Somali Muslims. The recipe for Bariis Iskukaris includes a spice blend called hawash, which comprises ground cumin, paprika, cardamom, black pepper, and cloves. To give the dish its signature orange hue, people sometimes add saffron or orange food coloring once the rice is cooked. Muqmad, Oodkac, preserved meat. Muqmad is, without a doubt, the epitome of Somali cuisine. Due to the harsh desert climate in this country, the Somalis had to discover techniques to prepare foods that could stay good for extended periods. And that is how they came up with this tasty meat jerky. Muqmad could be stored for up to a year, providing a constant source of protein and energy for the nomadic nomads. This dish is quite simple to make. You just need to slice the meat into strips and sundry them. Afterward, cut them into cubes, deep fry, and store them in a wooden container. Muqmad is usually preserved in ghee. People often serve muqmad at weddings in a Zido, a unique container designed with seashells and leather. The meat jerky is best served with kanjiro, however, it tastes incredible on its own as well. Full Medam, fava beans stew. Full Medam is a hearty dish made with stewed fava beans and a Somali hawash spice blend. Sometimes it also comes with raw onion and sliced hard-boiled eggs. This dish pairs amazingly well with kanjiro, keemis, and hummus. You might find a similar dish in the authentic Sudan food or Egyptian cuisine, however, the full Medam in Somalia is much spicier thanks to the hawash. The locals also combine the softened fava beans with olive oil, chopped parsley, a pinch of chili for heat, and lemon juice to balance the fat. Mushaari, porridge. Having a bowl of sweet porridge with butter and nuts is also a great way to energize your body in the morning. The mushaari is packed with minerals and vitamins, making it one of the healthiest dishes in Somali cuisine. In this country, mushaari is often prepared for mothers after childbirth to speed up their recovery and help with lactation. It is also suitable for the elderly, frail, or sick. This comforting dish is traditionally cooked during the Muslim holy months of Ramadan and Iftar, but you can find it at any time of year. Sabaayad Flatbread. As mentioned earlier, sabaayad is a very popular bread in Somali cuisine, and it's frequently eaten for breakfast. However, this versatile flatbread can also be paired with Somali stew, soup, and curry for lunch and dinner. The sabaayad is very similar to the Indian subcontinent's desi paratha. Crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, this simple dish is truly a fantastic dish to start your day. This dish tastes great with almost anything. But for breakfast, most locals serve it with cinnamon sugar, honey, butter, and of course, a cup of tea. Malawa, malawaks, sweet pancakes. Malawa or malawaks. These plate-sized pancakes are slightly sweeter and greasier than kanjiro. Despite this difference, malawa is also served with tea. This dish is not only a typical home-cooked recipe in Somali, but it is also a staple dish in Yemen, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. While most Somalis refer to this pancake as malawa, the Yemenis and Jews use this name to describe a type of flatbread. This flatbread is also a well-known breakfast dish in Somali, but the locals call it sabaayad, not malawa. Kanjiro, anjero, sourdough pancakes. Like many other countries worldwide, the Somalis love to have pancakes for Kac. So it's safe to say that kanjiro, or sourdough pancakes, is one of the most common Somali breakfast dishes. The people here enjoy these thin pancakes in various ways. For those who have a sweet tooth, they might drizzle the kanjiro with honey and eat it with tea. But those who prefer something savory usually pair it with sesame oil, olive oil, or ghee, clarified butter. During lunch or dinner, the locals also enjoy these sourdough pancakes with a bowl of warm stew, soup and curry. There are other kanjiro, or anjero, varieties in the cuisine of Yemeni. Moreover, kanjiro looks and tastes quite similar to injera, a type of flatbread in Ethiopia. However, authentic Somali kanjiro is thinner, smaller, and sweeter. Check before eat foodies. To subscribe Travel and Taste channel and like videos. For further videos stay connected.